Hello everybody, welcome back to another video in the Hof Bergmann Explained video series for Farming Simulator 25. Today we're going to be taking a look at the farm butcher. We'll answer questions like, where is the butcher? What does it take to build the butcher? What does the butcher take? What does the butcher make? And what can I do with the things the butcher has made? Now if we take a look here at our PDA, we have the farm butcher by name, but if we look at the farm area itself, see we don't have an icon that really represents the butcher production. We have an icon here for our cheese production. We have an icon for our farm workshop. We have fuel icon, and then we have animal icons scattered around, as well as our farmhouse. We have our silo, and then we have our root crop silo also. But where could possibly the farm butcher be? More on that in a little bit. With respect to the production, we have our farm butchery, and we know the butcher is going to take cattle, pigs, poultry, rabbits, sheep, and goats, and it's going to produce beef, pork, poultry meat, rabbit meat, and sheep and goat meat. Okay? Well, with respect to where is the butcher? Well, we've actually been looking at it the entire time. So the butcher is located between the input of the hay dryer and the two double doors of the farm workshop. So we have our farm workshop here, and then we have this single sliding door. Well, this is our farm butchery. You'll notice though, it's completely empty. There's nothing in here. So at first glance, it's just the storage area for machinery or vehicles. But if we step in just a little bit, well, we now have a little pop-up in the lower right corner. It says that this is the farm butchery, and we need to build stuff. We need to build this out. The first thing we need to deliver are 500 units, 500 kilograms worth of tools. And then as we build this out, we'll see obviously the construction progress, and eventually we'll have access to a fully operational butcher. Well, what do we need to deliver in order to fully produce the butcher? Well, I've got it all staged right here, and we'll talk about what we need to deliver and where we can get these things, and ultimately how much is it going to cost to build out the butchery. So we have 500 units or 500 kilograms worth of tools. Then we have 1,000 units of wooden beams. We need to deliver 3,000 units of cement bags, 4,000 units of ceramic tile, and 4 pallets of OSB wallboard. And there's basically 25 sheets, 24 sheets included in each. So I have 4 pallets, approximately 100 units worth of OSB boards. Once we deliver all of those goods into here and enough time has elapsed, then of course we'll see everything get built. Where can we get these materials, you may ask? Well, we can get at least our wooden beams from the sawmill. The sawmill is going to be found directly behind the gas station, right here. But if we take a look at our production for our sawmill, see the sawmill only makes wooden planks, long and short, and wooden beams. The sawmill does not produce the wall boards that we need. In fact, there's no place on the map that produces the wall boards. You're going to have to purchase those. In fact, you're also going to have to purchase the construction tools and the ceramic tiles, because there's nothing on the map that will produce that either. You could buy the cement bags by placing a cement plant, because there isn't a cement plant pre-placed on the map. Or you could just come up here to the Construction and Garden Center and purchase the goods. So if we make our way over here, and this area does open and close. It has opening and closing hours. See, those are right here, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. If we come up here and talk to this guy here, we can toggle over and purchase our wooden beams. 12,580 for 1,000 units of wooden beams. We can buy cement bags. We'll need 3 of those. $13,608. We also need 1 unit of tools, $10,800. We'll need 4 units of OSB board, $1,728. And we'll need 4 units of ceramic tiles at $4,320. All in all, we're looking at a total cost to buy things for the butcher on easy economy, $43,036. Not too terrible bad, given the fact that other productions you're going to have to purchase. Like, for example, when we get around to talking about pigs, we're going to need to make pig food or deliver our products individually. And in order to make pig food, we're going to need to own the grain mill. $286,000. Yeah, that's going to cost a little bit of money. So $43,000 for a farm butcher maybe isn't too much to ask for. Now I'm going to use our Kubota front loader that we have as part of our starting machinery here on Hof Bergmann. I've got a set of forks, and let's go ahead and deliver our tools. And you see, once we do that, we're going to have a little bit of things start to show up. Well, we have our saws, we have our sawhorses, and other tools, hence tools, in order to start production, our construction. Now let's also deliver our wooden beams. There you go. And now we have construction noises. And we are building out to the first stage. So it is 10:12 a.m. in August. Let's go ahead and fast forward this, and we'll see how long it takes to get to the next step. We are now a little after 2. Coming up on 2:30, we've got 2 units of wooden beams left, and we're done. Now we need to deliver 95 units of OSB board. So, where's my loader? Let me get the OSB board out here. We've got that kind of in the back. And we'll see what it takes then to move on to the next step. So again, we have our 4 pallets, 96 units of OSB board. Let's go ahead and drop those off. And we are, well, now waiting for our ship to come in, if you will. So let's go ahead and fast forward time once again. It is 2:50 in the afternoon, still in August. It is now 5:35, still in August, so we're still in the first game day. We have 5 units of OSB board left. Let's go ahead and speed this up just a little bit so we can pop to the next step. And there we go. Boom. Next step. We need both cement bags and ceramic tiles. 3,000 units of cement bags, 4,000 units of ceramic tiles. So let's go ahead and get those delivered. The ceramic tiles are fairly heavy, so you're going to want a pretty good sized machine in order to deliver these. And now we are moving on to the very next step. And we'll see how long this takes, but I suspect it's obviously going to be at some point, at least in September, if not October, before this is fully built out. We are approximately 24 hours from when we started with respect to the ceramic tiles and the cement, and we are just about done. So about a day and a half, if you will, from start to finish on this particular construction. And there we go. She is now completely built out, and we are ready to go. So we have our fully ready farm butcher. Well, let's start talking about how do we deliver the goods to the butcher. And I've gone ahead and purchased some rabbits, some ducks, some sheep, some goats, and a cow. And you'll see if we come here to our vehicles, if we come down here to where we would normally have our animal handling, we're going to keep going because we want to specifically get to the Hof Bergmann specific sections. And we're going to come here to both animal transport and pet transport. To transport our chickens or rabbits from our local pen to our farm butcher, we can use a small sack or we can use a small transport crate. We're going to use each of those in this video as demonstration. We also have on our animal transport this animal hoist. Well, we're going to use this also for demonstration in this video. And of course, you could also then use your animal transport trailers. We have the standard trailers, or we have the Hof Bergmann trailer that's included. And this will also let us transport rabbits and chickens. Let's first demonstrate this small little bag. So to demonstrate the bag, we're going to use our rabbits. Let's open up the door. And we're going to have dedicated videos on each animal later this week. Pick up the little sack. Take it over here and put it into the trigger. And then we're going to hit R in order to load our animals. And we have the option of basically loading them for transport. So let's take our rabbits. We can put 3 rabbits per sack. I think it's going to take just 2. So let's move it to the trailer. Right. And now we have 2 rabbits in our sack. We're going to bring our rabbits over here. And we're going to unload 2 rabbits into the butcher. Come to our butcher now. You'll see that we have rabbits, 2 of 7. So we can bring up to 7 rabbits here at a time. Let's go ahead and activate our rabbit production. Ah. You see our butcher. Yeah. It's gotten a little messy in here. Let's talk about our chickens. So for our chickens, we're going to use this crate. We'll put in the trigger. We're going to then load all 10 chickens into this crate. Once again, we're going to take it over to our input for our butcher. And we're going to transport chickens into the butcher. And you can see we now have 10 chickens in the butcher. Let's go ahead and activate that one. Now let's talk about maybe the funnest one of all so far, the animal hoist. So we're going to drive this up to our loading trigger for our sheep and goats. Let's move it to the hoist. And there you go. He's just hanging out. I don't think the sheep knows about it, but okay. And we'll transfer to the butchery. And while we're here, let's go ahead and transfer a pig. Same way. Move the trailer. And move into the butchery. Both of these will accept 2 each. And while we're here, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't tried this. Let's see, do we have enough junk in the trunk, so to speak, to transport our cow using the hoist, or will we need to use a trailer? If we need to use a trailer, it's fine. We have one already down here. I mean, this guy's in full rigor. His tail is still, well, it's a magic tail. Maybe it's been tied up. But of course, I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to transport your animals with a hoist? That Farmer Andy, he comes up with some interesting things. That's for sure. If you are in any way squeamish with respect to the sight of blood and or the sight of simulated blood, or the thought of the process it takes with respect to taking an animal and converting it into packaged meats, then you may want to skip to the next section, which is time-stamped in the description below. While the following section isn't overly graphic, it does have simulated blood. We do see animals hanging in a butcher shop, and we will also see, to some degree, the process of butchery. So again, if that at all makes you squeamish, go ahead and jump to the next section, time-stamped in the description below. And now that we've done this, we have 2 butchers here working now. We see we have 1 of 2 cows, 1 of 2 pigs, 1 of 2 sheep, 2 of 7 rabbits, and 10 of 10 poultry. So we're now full production, if you will. Oh boy. We have our we have our chickens hanging here on the wall. Should I be concerned? They look like they're breathing. Okay. We have our cow. It's breathing too. It's something's inside it. We have a sheep. And we have our pig. Oh boy. Yeah. So let's come back tomorrow. And we'll see what all our productions look like. Yeah. I guess I need a disclaimer now. I was not expecting this. So, yeah, let's get out of here. And let's okay. I forgot to activate the cows, pigs, and sheep yesterday. I also noticed that 2 rabbits, and apparently 10 chickens were not enough to spawn any output. So 10 chickens made 168 liters worth of poultry. 2 rabbits made 67 liters worth of rabbits. So you're going to need to be delivering a decent amount of poultry and rabbits to get any usable product or spawnable product here at the butcher. So let me go ahead and put some more product in. And, well, we'll see what our outputs look like a little bit later today, maybe. So where can we sell our meat, chicken, poultry, pork, and lamb and goat meat? Or beef is going to be accepted over at the village shop or the McKay Beer Tavern. Then we have, of course, our... Oh, where is it? Pork. Again, the village shop and McKay Beer Tavern. We have our poultry. Same places. Rabbit meat. The same places. And our sheep and goat meat, the same places. So where are those here on the map? Well, our tavern is located up here to the north. And then our village shop is located in town here at the village shop. And then our main farm is here. So the village shop is the closest. The tavern is furthest away. Some time has passed. Some things have happened. Some animals have been butchered. We have our pallet of sheep and goat meat. We have a pallet of our pork. We have a pallet of beef, chicken or poultry, and rabbits. I had to load at least 3 sets of rabbits and chickens in order to build out a full pallet. All of these trays are 250 liters, or basically, as the pop-up says, 25 kilograms worth of meat. So we get several totes of meat from our chicken, from our pigs, sheep, and beef, cattle. We do not get several loads of trays from our 10 chickens or our 7 rabbits. We're going to need to probably bring, if I were to guess, 14, probably 20 rabbits and 25 chickens, if I were to guess, in order to get our full trays here. So we would transport these, probably in our pickup truck. And I'm going to meet you over at the village shop. We'll sell some of this there. Then we'll go up to the beer pub and sell some of it up there. Remember I mentioned that the businesses have open and closing hours? The village shop's closed. It's 7:23 p.m. They closed at 6. They open back up tomorrow at 9. Well, let's see if the pub's definitely open for business. Let's see if they're open for sales. Now, while we're driving up to the pub, I would say don't use the quantities that I have on the truck as a representation of what one cow, one pig, and one sheep is going to output. Because it's not that. When I was trying to get more rabbit meat and poultry, I did also put some more pigs, cows, sheep into the production. So it's not necessarily a fair representation of what one could expect from a single animal. So here we are at our pub, and the pub is definitely open from 10 until midnight. But is the pub open for sales? Let's find out. I don't want to sell everything. I just want to sell a couple things. So let's undo these two. And then that should save the 4 totes in the front for the village shop tomorrow. There, so we made $8,300 here at the village shop. And, well, I might as well just show you guys here while we're up here. You want a little nightlife on Hof Bergmann? Come up here to the pub after, I think 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. After the kids are put in bed, you'll see, I guess it's 10. For the last 2 hours of the night, this place is a hoppin'. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to, well, let's hear. Let's mute. All right. We muted the game audio simply because, we'll get copyright strikes on it, but here you go. All right. A little nightlife at the pub. Kind of fun. Let's make our way back to our village shop. We'll sell there in the morning, and then we'll close out the video. It's 9 a.m. The village shop is open for business. And we get a nice representation of kind of the things we can expect the village shop to be accepting by what's on display. Including fish and smoked fish. Yep. We'll get to that eventually in our Hof Bergmann Explained series. Let's go ahead and drop these off. There you go. $7,600 for our meat at the village shop. So guys, that is everything you probably need to know about the farm butcher here on Hof Bergmann version 1.0 for Farming Simulator 25. If you're watching this video after the map's been updated, well, then it's quite possibly that things have changed at the butcher. I just don't know because I can't look into the future, but this is a starting point, and work your way through subsequent videos in the order for which they were recorded, and that way you'll be as up to speed as possible with all things Hof Bergmann. Hope you do go ahead and bookmark this playlist. I do have a playlist. It's going to be linked down in the description below, where we go through all of the things that are to be learned about Hof Bergmann for Farming Simulator 25. The next videos are going to cover animals, specifically chickens, rabbits, sheep and goats, pigs, cows, and horses. I'm going to go ahead and split those up into individual videos because while we know about chickens for Farm Sim 25, chickens here on Hof Bergmann, a little different. Goats and sheep, a little different. And everything. So it's definitely worth its own independent video. Until next time, happy farming.